something that's been on my mind is try before you know how. Start before you know how. Through trying before I knew how, I was able to grow a social media following of over 1.1 million people. Through trying before I knew how, I was able to go from 140 pounds to 210. And I'm not fat. But trying before I know how has led me now in this journey of me building a business to get my first client, right, with absolutely no clue how to start an agency until now. And so the reason that I bring up trying before you know how is because I think you should do it too, because it's done so much for me in my life. I have seriously witnessed insane change that I would genuinely feel guilty if I didn't show this to you, right? So what I want to let you know is if you start trying and you have an idea and you start putting just relentless effort behind it, doors will start to open. They will. And my life is a testament to that doors will start to open, because what you don't realize whenever you're trying to plan out every perfect step of the way is that once you put the thought out there and you make it known and make it clear that you are pursuing something, people respond in reaction to that, right? So like, for example, I started this agency and I had no idea how to get a contract. I had no clue. I didn't know what that looked like. And for the longest time, I honestly did not start an agency because that was something that really concerned me. Like I was like, well, shoot, like there's no point in me even trying to get a client, because once I get to that stage, I'm cooked. But what I realized was, because I got to that stage, there was one, pressure on my back to get it done, and two, me being at that stage allowed me to ask other people about that stage, and they had valid answers. When you ask questions that are super relevant, people want to help you, right? So like, for example, if I was to ask a friend of mine, hey man, like I know that you have experience in this and like this agency stuff and this contract stuff, like, you know, how would I send a contract to somebody like whenever I got to that stage? They will not give you nearly as serious of an answer as to if you're actually in that moment. And you won't be able to ask nearly as specific of a question. And all of that is just because you put yourself out there. There's a verse that I love in Ecclesiastes, and I can't remember the number, but hopefully one of you guys can write it out in the comments. And it's, the person who waits for the perfect time to plant seeds will never gather a harvest, or something close to that, right? And what I love about this verse is it puts so much emphasis on the fact that you need to try before you have any idea what you're doing. Try, you know, like, man, like if I would have never walked into the gym one day and just gave it a shot, I would be so much more disappointed in the person that I am today. And I can stand on that. I promise you, like if I would have never made my first video on social media, my life would be so dramatically different. But it just takes a little bit of confidence to make that step. And I would love to push you to do that. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, go for it, and go for it with full tilt. Ask that girl out, okay? Go to the gym, post that first video, because at the end of the day, if you're worried about the opinions of other people, the only thing those people are doing is putting their own self-doubt on you, and you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. If you believe that you can do something, 9 times out of 10, you can do it. As long as you keep trying, I promise you. Where I'm sitting right now is the opposite side of making that decision. I'm at the end of, I just made a decision that really pushed me in the right direction, and I was scared to do it, but I pushed through and I did it. And let me tell you, the grass is so much greener. It's so much greener. Like when you choose to just do what it is that you want to do without apologizing to anybody and just doing the thing that you think about all the time, but you're too afraid to take the jump, there is nothing that is more fulfilling. I sat in my room for 6 months wondering what the next step was for me with content, and what I'm doing now with building an agency wasn't even on my mind because of how afraid I was. I was afraid because I didn't know every step of the way, right? And now here I am 6 months later, right? Sitting here, and I got my first client, and I'm probably going to get 5, 30, 50 more by the end of this year. However many I need to get 10K a month. And then once I get to that point, however many I need to scale it past that. Because I've done it once, I've figured it out. As long as I can provide a service that's awesome, I'm there. But the reason that I kind of got off track there, but the reason that I bring that up is because what I just did is I crushed a limiting belief that I had, which will now open doors for me like nothing else. You will not be nearly as motivated to try and accomplish that thing by just sitting there and researching about it. You know, I see so many people, they love to repost and repost and repost all these entrepreneur edits, right? And it's like, you probably sit and play Fortnite and jerk off more than you actually entrepreneur. Like, there's so many people who just, they want to do it so bad and they love to talk about it. They love to just sit in that mentality that they're really doing something and really being an entrepreneur and really trying to make money. But you don't put the time in. You don't put the time in, you won't make the effort, and you won't try and jump and start. You just love the idea of it. Why? Why torture yourself with that? Why torture yourself with the thought when you sit there at night and you think, man, it would be cool. It would be cool to just go out there and start my own business. But I'm gonna keep frying nuggets. Like, dog, like, if you're watching this video, then there's a, an 80% chance that you're in the entrepreneurship niche on social media. So you've seen people that are way more educated than a guy like myself, and you've seen people that have literally outlined the model for you so many times. There's so much free information out there. So much. Like, you don't even need to pay for courses anymore, bro. Like, I watched a free YouTube video that led me to starting this. Just a free YouTube video, had like 6,000 views. I think at the time that I watched it, I looked at it at 6,000 now. The time that I watched it, it had like 600 views. Bro, it doesn't, like, there's so much out there on the internet, and if you put your head down and focused and just went for it, you could do it. You could do it. And I'm not even where I want to be yet. I'm not. Like, I'm not saying this from the top of the hill. I'm saying this as someone who's trying to climb it. But you can. I've at least figured out that you can do it. I mean, shoot, I got my first client. What is, like, how hard could it be to get another one? It just means I gotta knock on more doors. It means I gotta just put myself in that position that many more times. And if I can do it, you can do it too. And that's the whole reason that I made this series. It's just because, like, I hope that there's somebody out there who's looking for a YouTube video that gets them to be like, man, you know what? This guy seems kind of like, maybe he's a little bit like me. Like, you know, he looked like he was thinking about entrepreneurship for a while and he decided to take a bet on himself. He dropped out of college. I hated college. You know, maybe you hate college too. You know, whatever the avatar is, like, whatever person out there, if you want to do something, go all in. Go all in. I'm doing it right now, and it's been rewarding so far. It's a little nerve-wracking. I'll say it, but it's rewarding. And there's nothing that I would rather spend my time on than doing exactly what I want to do, because I could die tomorrow and you could too. I said this in a video the other day. I've had friends that have passed away early, you know? Like, friends, like people that I was like going to football games with, people that I was playing soccer with, they've just passed. And it's like, I've been to special needs homes, you know, where kids like don't even have the chances that you and I have, right? I went on a mission trip and there are kids with cerebral palsy. Somebody has to change their diaper. Like, there's so many little things that we take for granted that just stop doing that, you know? Like, go for it. Go for it. I'm making this video because I wish that somebody would have told me this. Somebody would have just sat me down and just like, honestly, like smacked me in the head until I realized this. But do it. I hope you do. I hope you do. And I'll be waiting for you. So comment on this video and let me know if you do. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm super grateful for those of you who are watching already. You know, I'm really just trying to take you through this process with me, and part of that is my YouTube videos. You know, slowly I'm trying to get better and better, you know, like the thing that my camera's sitting on, I just bought like a car mount just because like I want that to be better. I've really been working on my thumbnails where it's applicable, you know, like, and with YouTube, that's even a testament, man. I'm just trying to start before I know how, you know, and at least I can look myself in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm giving it a shot. I sleep comfortably knowing that I am trying my absolute best every second of the way. I'm trying. I can genuinely say that and mean that and be confident in that. And that is peace. That is so much peace, is knowing that I can say I am trying my best at doing what it is that I want to do. Feels good to say that out loud, you know? Man, sat in a college classroom for too damn long. But bye, you guys. Thank you all for watching.